Hi and welcome to Power Vinyasa. In this class we are focusing on strengthening the back and stretching the front body. So a lot of back bends today. I would suggest to have 2 blocks if you have them. If not, it is optional, so you will be easily able to do the practice without them. They might just be a nice prop to have with you as we move through the different sequences we are going through. So when you're ready, we start in Anahastasana, so heart melting pose. This is the first place I will be demonstrating a variation with the blocks. But if you don't have them, you stack your hips over your knees, you walk the hands forward, and then as you melt the chest towards the floor and the forehead to the floor, keep the hips over the knees. So we're not coming too far forward here or into a child's pose. So we are opening up the back. It's a bit of a back bend. If you want a little bit of a deeper opening in the shoulders, you're going to use your blocks. Place them right underneath the hands, shoulder width apart. Bring the elbows down to the blocks, hands into prayer. And then as you bring the chest to the floor, you drop the prayer towards the back of the neck. And this is where we're going to stay as we tune into our breaths. So we are opening up in the shoulders, slightly bending the back, releasing some pressure off the lower back as well here. So bring the belly towards the thighs. And Anahastasana means heart melting pose. So see if you can really try to melt the heart space down to the floor. If you feel like you have more space here, instead of having the forehead down, you can have the chin down. And just deepen the breath here, long inhales and slow exhales. Maybe closing the eyes. Just bringing attention to the shoulders and the spine, wherever you can find a stretch or where it feels like it needs a bit more of a release. Find your tight spots in this position and try to breathe into those tight spots here. And take your last breath in and out. From here, push the hands into the floor or the elbows into the blocks. Come up on 2 hands and knees. We're going to come to sit on the heels. So if you have your blocks, just move them to the side for now. Clasp the hands and bring them behind the head. Elbows are out wide. We're going to lift the chest up, so feel as if your shoulder blades are carving out the chest from the back, lifting the chest bone up to the sky, and gently push the back of the head into the palms of the hands. So we are opening up in the shoulders again and the chest. Have a little bit of a connection in your core, so slightly draw the belly button in. So we're not hanging into the lower back here. And we're going to draw some circles here. So start to tilt towards the right side. Bring the elbow down to your right hip. So we're now in a side bend. And very slowly keep moving into a curved position.
Draw the belly button back, drop the head forwards. Hold here for a moment, let the elbows drop down towards the thighs. Feel the stretch in the back of the neck. I'm going to go full circle, so start to open up to the left, elbows wide to the side again. Have a little moment in your side stretch, and then slowly move into that high release of the chest. And then we go the other way, over towards the left. So the left elbow down towards the left hip. Find a side stretch. Very slowly start to curve, draw the belly button in, drop the head down, drop the elbows down, and then move towards the right side, open up the left elbow, the right elbow, find a side stretch, and then come back to center where the chest is lifted. We go one more time each side, a little bit faster. So now just move through that circle in one go. Keep moving through each of the positions until you come back to center, lift the chest, and then over to the left, drop, open, and lift. From here, keep the chest lifted, open the arms out wide, give yourself a stretch. And as you come into a neutral spine, bring the hands behind your back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, so use the muscles to get the hands in the right position. Roll the shoulders back and down, lift the chest. See if you can pull the hands away from your lower back. And we're going to melt forwards, belly first to the thighs, then the ribs, then the chest, and then the head. Keep lifting the arms up and away from your body. Take a couple of breaths here. And then release the hands, curve the spine, roll up slowly to a seated position. We move into hands and knees from here. I'm going to do a little bit of a stability exercise. So from here, tuck the toes under, and I just want to mention this can be done without the knee hover. Then I'm going to guide you through this with knees hovering off the floor. So push the hands into the floor and then hover the knees just off. Then step your left leg back. Reach the right arm forward. This is a point where you can drop your right knee or keep it off as you hover your left leg off the floor and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hand back and the leg back and the knees down. Move through your cow pose. Breathe in for your arch spine. And exhale to curve, head down. Come back to a neutral spine. Push the hands into the floor, tuck the toes, hover the knees, step your right leg back, reach the left arm forward. Choose if you want the left knee on or off the floor. Hover that right leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back. Drop the belly. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, push and curve. Come back to a neutral spine. And now let's tuck the toes for downward facing dog. Push the hips up and back. Do little walks with the legs here if you want. Shift the shoulders. And then find some stillness. Lifting the sit bones up. Pushing the hands down. A few long breaths here in stillness. And then lift the heels, look forward. Just tippy-toe your way to the front of the mat. Find your halfway lift when you get there, long spine. Bend the knees as you fold. Find your ragdoll. Maybe grab your elbows and sway from side to side. And then drop the hands down, bend the knees. Let's roll up slowly. Take your time to stack your body one part at a time until you are fully vertical, standing up. Let's take a deep breath in, reach the arms overhead. And exhale, draw the hands to heart center. From here, clasp the hands, but leave your index finger and your middle finger long, like a pistol grip. This way. Drop the hands. Now your next breath in, reach the arms up overhead. Come back to that lifted chest where it feels like your shoulder blades are drawing together and down to assist the chest in lifting up. Ground the feet into the floor. Find a couple breaths here, and if you can, bring the arms back to align with the ears. Now bend the knees. We're going to draw a circle again, so come into your side stretch towards the right side. Keep moving around. Now turn the chest down towards the floor. Bend the knees even more as you come forward into a curved spine. Move all the way over to the left. Come into a side stretch on the left. And then back up to center. Lift the chest. And we'll go to the other side. Bend the knees as you move over to the left. Turn the chest to the floor. Keep moving forward. Bend the knees even more. Draw the belly button in. Move all the way over to the right. And then stretch the knees as you come to center. Lift the chest again. Breath in. Open the arms out wide. Give yourself a nice big stretch. And then draw the hands to clasp behind your back. Come back to a neutral spine. Inhale, lift again. Draw the hands away from the body. Bend the knees as you fold forward. Melt the belly, ribs, chest, and head over your legs. Have a couple breaths here. Keep moving the hands away from your lower back as much as you can. And then drop the hands down to the floor. Find a halfway lift. Deep breath in. Stepping back to a high plank. We are not staying here for long. You can drop your knees at any time. Let's come forward and all the way down to the floor. Land in one piece, nice and slowly. Move into your cobra with your inhale. Lift the chest. Hold here for a moment. Push the hips down into the floor. And then hover the hands off the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Now reach the arms forward. Try to get them next to your ears. Swim the arms back to clasp once again behind your back. Now as you draw the hands away from you and lift the chest, maybe the legs can also float off the floor. And we hold here for a couple breaths. Stretch the feet long away from you, the head long away from you. Lift the arms away from your butt. Now try to keep this height and this length as you release the hands. Stretch them back towards the front. Breath in. And then melt to the floor. Hands lands next to your ribs. Find your cobra or an up dog if you feel ready for an up dog. Lift the hips. Find a downward facing dog. Take 2 long breaths in here. And then lift the heels, look at your hands. Bend the knees, see if you can do 2 big steps to the front of the mat. Halfway lift. And fold. Coming all the way up to stand. Reach the hands up. And then hands to heart center. We are doing that again in flow this time. So find your pistol grip. Breath in. Reach the arms up overhead. Come into a little back bend. Maybe your hips can push slightly forward. Bend the knees as you go all the way around. Big circle. To the left. All the way up to center. Have an inhale. And then move around the biggest circle you can draw with your peace fingers. Back up. Exhale as you release the hands, let them draw a big circle around your body to clasp behind your back. Inhale to lift. Exhale, bend the knees to fold forwards. Have an inhale here, and then release the hands towards the floor. Find your halfway lift, breath in. Stepping back to a high plank. Breathe into this length, and then come forward and down in one piece. Cobra, inhale. Push the hips into the floor. Exhale, hover the hands. Inhale, reach the arms forward. Exhale, big circle around, clasp behind your back. Inhale to lift everything up, feet float. Keep the legs off as you reach the arms forward again. Breath in, and then calming down to your mat. Cobra or up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale, let's have one inhale. And exhale. Lift the heels, look forward. 2 big steps to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. And fold. Coming up to stand, hands all the way to the sky. And then draw them down to your heart center. We'll go through that one last time. Pistol grip, arms up, inhale. Bend the knees, come full circle around. Inhale up to center. Lift the hips, the chest, and then come forward again. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, release the hands, clasp behind your back. Breath in to lift. Breath out to fold. Stay for inhale. And release the hands, exhale. Find your halfway lift. Step back all the way down to your mat this time. Cobra, breath in. Hands hover, exhale. Reach with the inhale. Swim with the exhale. Lift as you inhale. Stay there, exhale, arms forward. Breathe in for more length, maybe more height. And then come down to the floor. Halfway lift. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Lift the heels, look forward. Make your way to the top of the mat. Halfway. And fold. All the way up to stand. Reach the hands. Hands to heart. Center, we sit down in our yoga chair. Hips down, arms up. Moving into a different sort of flow. So here, lift the belly button up to the spine. And then try to draw the arms back to align with your ears. So we are working the back of the shoulders here quite a lot. Remembering this is a back strengthening class. Let's work it all the way up to the upper back here. Take 2 more breaths. And then fold. Slowly fold over your legs. Halfway lift. Stepping or jumping back through your chaturanga. Breath in for an up dog or a cobra. And then lift the hips for a downward facing dog. From here, the right leg comes up to the sky. Deep breath in. Tiger curl it forward, knee to your nose. And then step between your hands. Move up into your crescent lunge here. Now, we're going to work some resistance training without the actual resistance. So I want you to imagine you have a bar up here that is heavy and you want to pull it down behind your head. So you're going to pretend that you have to engage all of these muscles
in your back body to get that bar down. As you do that, you're going to lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades, and feel that you're activating your whole back body. And with the inhale, come back to center. Flatten out the front body. Let's do that. Exhale to pull. Inhale to release. Exhale, pull. Lift the chest. Inhale, release. 2 more times. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, last one. Inhale. Take a breath in your crescent lunge, reach the fingertips up. And we move into our standing splits. Hands to the floor, back leg up, left leg to the sky. Now it doesn't matter how high that leg goes. You might have to bend your standing leg or take blocks under your hands. But I want you to keep working on getting that left leg as high as you can up to the sky. Maybe you can grab your right ankle and assist your torso a bit closer to your standing leg by pulling on the shin or the calf. Have a few breaths here. Get that leg up higher. It's a standing split. So imagine your legs are 6 o'clock here. Squeeze your glute on. And then find a halfway lift. Keep the leg up high. It is still a leg in your standing splits. Now bend your standing leg. From here, get high up on your fingertips. Maybe you can float the arms back into space. Hold your balance. Shoulder blades together. Take a deep breath in. Bend your standing leg. We land in a warrior 2. Woohoo! Cartwheel the arms. Drop into your warrior 2. I know that was a lot, but we are back into the right direction. Head is up, feet are down. Let's have a few breaths. Lower the shoulders. If your breath went away from you, maybe here you can catch it. And with your next exhale, come a little bit lower into your front knee. Flip and reverse your warrior, breath in. From here, left hand to the floor. Right arm to the sky for an easy twist. We're gonna skip the side plank, pick up that leg, and place it behind us for a wild thing. Lift the chest. Right arm comes up and over the head. Maybe you can look at that hand and it's trying to reach down towards the floor. Lift the hips up to the sky. Take one more breath in. Come back to your high plank. Maybe your right leg hovers off the floor as you chaturanga as normal. Upward dog. And downward facing dog. Have a couple of reset breaths in between sides here. Then we move to the other side. The left leg comes up, breath in. Knee to your nose. We're just going to step that leg straight forwards. Find your crescent lunge. We are back at the gym doing lat pull downs. For those of you that knows what that is, grab your bar. Draw the bar down behind your head as you lift the chest. Engage all the muscles in your back body. And then release, inhale. So as you draw this down, I want you to pull the elbows towards your waistline. Feel how that engages the lats. And then release. Exhale to pull. Inhale to reach. Exhale to pull. Inhale to reach. We have one last go. Exhale, pull. Inhale, reach. We are back at the favorite asana of this class, standing splits. Let's take a breath in. Here we go. Hands down, right leg to the sky, drop the head. Maybe you have to find your blocks again. Maybe you have to bend your standing knee. Or if you want a balance challenge, grab that left ankle, pull your body closer to your shin. Think of the right leg being 6 o'clock, even if it's not. Just try to get it up as high as you can. Take some deep breaths here. Keep that leg up, up, up. Come into your halfway lift. The leg is still up. Bend your standing leg a little bit here, if it's not already. And then see if you can float the arms back in space. You're looking at the floor. Keep a long spine. Take a deep breath in. Slowly land in your warrior two. And then find your position. Whew, feels good to be back here. Let's have some breaths. Lowering the shoulders. Catching the breath. And then take your last breath in. Come a little bit lower with the exhale. Flip and reverse your front palm. Breath in overhead. Exhale, easy twist. So the right hand comes down. The left arm reaches up. We're going to move into our wild thing. Pick up your left leg. Just send it straight behind you. And then push the hips to the sky. As you reach the left arm up and overhead. Down towards the floor. Maybe the eyes can follow the hand. Take one last breath in. And moving through your chaturanga, maybe the left leg hovers off as you come down. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. We have 2 breaths here to gather the breath. Now lift the heels, look at your hands. You can step forward or you can jump, maybe land softly, halfway lift, and then fold. All the way up to stand, reaching the hands to heart center. We do that once in flow, one side and then the other side. Here we go, chair pose, breath in. Folding forwards, exhale. Halfway lift. Step or jump back. Move through your chaturanga. And then come into your downward facing dog. Straight away, right leg to the sky. Deep breath in. Knee to your nose, tiger curl. Step it forwards, crescent lunge. Find your bar. Exhale, pull. Elbows towards the waist. Inhale, reach. Just 2 more times. Exhale, pull. Inhale, reach. Last time, exhale, pull. Inhale, reach. Standing splits, exhale. Have a breath in here to get that leg up high. And then exhale. Halfway lift, breath in. Little bend in your standing leg. Inhale to reach the arms back, get really long. Exhale, land in your warrior two. Cartwheel the hands. Reverse, inhale. Straight through to your wild thing. Right arm up, right leg behind you. Open up the front body. One inhale. And then chaturanga, exhale. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Last time, make it your best one. Left leg to the sky. Knee to nose. Step it forwards, crescent lunge, inhale. Grab your bar, 3 of these, exhale, pull. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. Inhale, reach. Standing splits. We have one full breath here. In and out. Halfway lift. Hands off the floor. Inhale to get really long. And then land in your warrior 2. We reverse right away. Breath in. Right hand down. Find your easy twist. Left leg up and over. Breath in for your back bend. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Pause here for a moment. Try to come into complete stillness. Find your breath. And of course, if you want a passive rest, child's pose is there for you. Otherwise, stay in your downward facing dog just for a few more breaths. Feel how the breath calms down with each exhale. How the heart rate slows down. And then lift the heels, look at your hands. Tippy toe your way back to the front of the mat. Have a little forward fold here, maybe coming into your ragdoll again, grabbing your elbows, making little sways from side to side. And then drop the hands down, bend the knees, let's slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time. All the way up to stand, reach the arms up and overhead, breath in. Exhale, draw the hands down to heart center. Okay, the flowing part is done. Let's get into a little balance. This is where I would recommend a block or anything similar. It doesn't have to be a block, it can be a chair or a box. We're just gonna have it for a bit of extra support if you can't reach the floor in your balance. So if you have a block, you're gonna reach it out in front of you, send your hips back, and then place the block a torso length in front of your right foot. So if I'm like this, my back is straight, my arms are under my shoulders, and my feet are under my hips. Again, if you don't have a block, it can be anything else that's around that height. The first thing we're doing is moving into a dancer's pose. So you're gonna take your right arm, you're gonna take your left arm, my bad, because we're standing on the right foot. You take your left arm and turn it around so your thumb is back. Now stand into your right foot, pick up your left, grab the foot from the inside. Just make sure your shoulder have not done this now. So it's rolled forwards. We want to open up in the shoulder, grab the inside of the foot, and then reach the right arm to the sky. Now before we move into our dancer's pose, which is where we're going, if I didn't mention that, you're going to start by kicking your foot into the hand so that the heel moves away from your butt. Yeah, so that's the first thing that's going to happen here. And the knees will also come apart. Now, after you found the kick into your hand, start to reach the toes to the sky, and from there you can tilt a little bit at your hip. Keep reaching your right arm up to the sky. Keep your chest lifted. We do not want to drop the chest. Eyes are up, right hand is up, gaze, and the chest is lifted. Now don't forget about the kick into your left hand. Make it strong. We're moving into a fallen dancer. So from here, bend your standing leg a little bit. Look down at the block you just placed there. Start to reach for the block with your hand. Keep kicking your foot into your left hand. So we are in that same dancer shape, but now our right hand is on the block or the floor, and the foot is reaching over the head as much as it can. Hold for a moment. Now we're going to come back to where we came from, so bend your right knee. Start to gaze upwards, come back into your dancer's pose. Just for a moment, kick the foot into the hand, and then come back to center. Shake it off. I know that one burns. Whew. I'm happy to be standing on 2 feet. We're moving straight into the other side. Let's get it done. The block is going to go to the left, in front of the left foot now. And then we do the same thing here. So if your palm is facing inwards, you're going to turn the palm to face the ceiling and then bring it back to grab your right foot, the inside of your right foot. Left arm to the sky. Try to keep the left arm by the ear. Get really nice and tall. Now the first thing you do is to kick the foot into your hand. Feel the heel coming away from your glutes and the knees moving apart. Then start to reach the toes to the sky as you tilt forwards a little bit at the hips. Chest is lifted. Left hand is lifted. Breathe here. Don't drop the gaze. Eyes up. And then start to reach the hand down, look down. Keep kicking the foot into your hand. Move your left hand down to the block. Find your fallen dancer. The standing leg might have to be bent. That's totally fine. Try to get that right foot up and over your head. Now to come out of this, we come back to a dancer's pose. Bend your standing leg, kick your foot into your hand, start to lift your left arm up. Woo, find your dancer, breath in, and then come back to a standing position. Shake your legs out. Oh my gosh, okay. Enough of that. If you have blocks, move them to the front of the mat. We're gonna move our way down. Find the feet under the hips. Take a deep breath in, roll the shoulders up and back. Exhale, draw them down. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forwards. Find your halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back through your chaturanga. Upward dog. And downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Now, if you have your blocks, you're gonna place them underneath your hands. If not, just keep the hands on the floor. It doesn't really matter. It's just a tool to help us in this next transition. So we're gonna jump through our hands to sit on our sit bones. Try not to touch the feet to the floor. Okay, lift the heels, look forward. Bend the knees now, your hips are gonna land between your hands and your feet are gonna come forwards. And down. Now if that didn't work and that looked nothing like what I was trying to guide you through, don't worry about it. It doesn't really matter. We're moving on to a few bridges. That's what we've been working our way up to. I'm gonna again use my blocks. So to have these as a support, I want to roll my mat up a bit at the back, just so the blocks have a little bit more of a support here so they don't slide away from me, because my feet are gonna go up on the blocks. So if you don't have blocks, you just do this with the feet on the floor like a normal bridge. The hips are gonna be really close and then come down to lay on your back. Make sure that you can touch the blocks with your hands or the heels with your hands. That's how close your hips should be. And then start to lift the hips up to the sky. Shuffle the shoulder blades together and clasp the hands. We've been working on that the whole class, so it should feel a little bit more accessible than normal. And if your feet are on blocks, just notice the extra space that you get here in your back bend. Really push the feet into the blocks. Come up high onto the tips of your shoulders. Now, a bridge is a beautiful place to stay. We have set our bodies up quite nicely for a full wheel. So if you want to try a wheel with me, give it a go. The hands goes next to the ears. Keep the feet on the blocks if you can. Come up to the top of your head. Just be aware that the push-up is a little bit harder when the feet are higher. But once you get there, you have a lot more space. And then from here, if you can, stretch the arms. And we want to carve the chest out with the shoulder blades like we did in the beginning. Shining the collarbones down to the floor. Take a few breaths here. And then coming down from whatever position you're in. Rest the hands on your belly for a moment. We're going to do one more back bend. You can come into your bridge or your wheel. Once we're up, we hold it for about 7 breaths. Okay, choose your variation. Get ready. Lift the hips. And then maybe clasp the hands underneath you or place the hands by your ears to come up into your full variation. If you have quite a lot of space now with the feet on the blocks, maybe you can walk the hands a bit closer to your feet. Keep trying to lift the chest towards the floor. And if you have your shoulders on the floor, lift the chest up towards the sky. Take 2 more long breaths here. And then moving your way back down. If you have blocks, just push them to the side. Hug the knees into your chest. Make little movements from left to right or forward and back with the knees. We're going to move into a short shoulder stand.
So from here, reach the toes up and over your head. And do that same action of gathering the shoulder blades together. Hands are supporting your lower back. And then you can reach one leg at a time, or maybe both legs at a time, up to an inverted position. So the hips are trying to push forward slightly. The heels are moving back slightly. And try to take deep breaths here. If this position is not for you, you can put your hips up on blocks and still get that inverted position just in a passive way. If you have the space, you can clasp the hands and bring the hands down to the floor. Just make sure you don't drop your hips as you do so. The glutes are active. The core is active. And from here, start to lower your feet behind your head for a plow pose. Nice and slow. If the feet can reach the floor, you can keep the hands clasped on the floor. Or if they can't, it might be nice to have them at your lower back to support the weight of the hips. And then drop the knees to frame your head. So one knee on either side of your head for deaf man's pose. Here you can reach the arms forward and hug them around your legs if you have that space. And then release the hands, bring them down to the floor, palms down. Start to move and roll your body down to the mat. If it's too hard without the help of the hands, you support the hips with the hands. Otherwise, try to use your core. So really push the hands into the floor, really engage your core to unravel one vertebra at a time down. Once you get all the way down to the floor with your back, keep lowering the legs all the way to the floor. Maybe the hands are underneath your glutes here to help. And then push your elbows into the floor and lift the chest. We're moving into a fish pose. Lift the chest, place the crown of the head onto the floor. This is a great place to stay. If you want to move on, you can lift the legs off, engage the hip flexors. Maybe the palms can meet as well. Take a few breaths here. And then coming down, push the elbows into the mat. Bring the head or the chin towards the chest to come down. We are moving into our stretches, finally. We are not coming off our backs for the rest of this practice. Yay! Okay, hook the right leg over the left knee for figure 4. And then we're just hugging that knee to the chest. This is where we breathe for a while. Close the eyes. Just really allow the body to enjoy this quiet time after a lot of movement. but also this stretch after our muscles have been so engaged and so worked. There's a lot of warmth and a lot of blood circulation happening in the body. And it's a great time to maybe increase the depth of your stretch. The body is ready for it. So take some really long and slow breaths here. The head is resting down and the shoulders are resting down. And then from here, keep the shape of the legs. Drop the left foot down. We're only doing it to move the hips over towards the right. And then bring the knee back to your chest. Grab your ankle, so your right ankle with your left hand. Open up the right arm. And we're coming into a twist here. But instead of dropping the right knee down, it's going to stay up towards the sky. So we're keeping the hip stretch alive. And just let the shoulder take you down on one side and the foot and the knee take you down on the other. See if you can relax in between. Take another 3 breaths here. And come back to center. Release the right foot down. Bring your hips back to the middle. And we're just going to swap sides. So the left ankle over the right knee. And then hug the right knee into the chest. Maybe you can hug that knee a little bit closer to you. Find a little bit of a deeper stretch here. Taking some deep breaths, allowing the tension to loosen. And from here, release the right foot down. Move the hips over to the left and then bring the right knee back to your chest. So we want that knee up high. Grab your foot or your ankle with the right hand. Open up the left arm and then shift into a twist, keeping that left knee up towards the sky.
With each exhale, you let something go. Feel a little bit heavier or a little bit softer, a little bit more connected with the floor. Take 3 last breaths here. Make them deep and slow. And then moving the legs back up. Unhook. Bring the hips back to center. It's Shavasana time. We made it to our backs. Stretch the legs long. Maybe you want to reach the arms overhead and give your body a full stretch. And then coming into your Shavasana. So make the adjustments that you need to get really comfortable. And we are going to stay here for a couple of minutes. I'm going to stop talking and let you be, but I will cue you out when it's time. So just move into yourself, observe your thoughts, try to release the body. I'll talk to you in a couple of minutes. Take another few more breaths here. Maybe start to deepen a little bit again. Really landing the body onto the mat with the exhales. And you can start to gently Move into fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. And then if you like, another body stretch, reaching the arms overhead. And then hugging the knees to the chest, staying on your back, or maybe you want to roll over to one side. Have a couple moments, just giving yourself a warm hug. And then in your own way, come up to a seated position, cross the legs, close the eyes, bring the hands to heart center. Find a long spine and just notice the weight of the hips on the floor grounding you down. And the reach of the crown towards the sky lifting you up. And then we bow the head to the fingertips in gratitude to ourselves, to the practice, and to everyone else for practicing with us. Namaste.